Can you beat Angry Birds as a pacifist? This sounds pretty stupid at face value, as to play the game you have to kill pigs to beat levels, but what if there was another way? What if you were to damage the structural integrity of a building, and for no reason whatsoever, that building collapsed and killed the pigs inside? You get off scot-free, and you've beaten the level. Is third-degree murder really a crime? I didn't think so. My journey as the Birds defense attorney starts at level 1. You get a little image of how the pigs stole some eggs from the birds, and then you get your first challenge. We launch right at the building and see that the pig dies from completely natural causes. Perfect. In level 2, I already had to start resetting a bit because it's so easy to hit the pigs, but eventually, I managed to knock the first 3 pigs off their towers and the final one as well to beat the level. Level 3 seems just incredibly easy. Literally, the intended solution is just to knock the boulder down to crush the piggies. It's the perfect crime. The knife killed him, officer, not me. But, oh my gosh, the amount of times that the boulder would roll and kill one of them, or I would hit it too hard and the bird would end up assassinating the pigs, it was infuriating. But the smiley face made up for it. If you liked the video, then hitting the subscribe button would mean so much to me. Thank you. Level 4 set me up for success and allowed me to flatten the pig easily for a nice 3-star victory. And level 5 was pretty much the same thing. The pigs essentially crawled into a guillotine to hide themselves from the birds. All I had to do was shake them around a little bit and watch the carnage. Level 6 was the first level that really gave me a challenge. The intended solution for this level is to shoot birds through the glass and kill the birds. For obvious reasons though, we can't do that. Instead, I was shooting around and hoping that I could knock over the glass onto the pigs so that they would die. The final attempt is intense, and is going to require some slow motion analysis. The first shot breaks the top glass, stopping the bird and causing the wooden block to fall and crush the pig. I then shot 2 more birds. One weakened the defense and the other completely missed, before shooting the final bird who broke the top glass. The side glass then breaks, killing the pig while both birds are still in the air miles away from the incident. And with that, I rest my case. 4 innocent birds and 2 unfortunate losses. For level 7, I first hit the glass, causing this pig to fall off to his death. I then hit the foundation a couple more times to crush the inner pig and cause the final one to roll off the building into his untimely demise. Level 8 is another head scratcher. 3 of the pigs are easy as can be to get rid of. We can shoot a bird into these 3 blocks to crush the first pig, and then push his builder off the mountain to crush the back 2. But we're still left with this one. My first idea was that if I hit these 3 blocks perfectly, then the top ice block would fly backwards and fall into the pig. Unfortunately, physics disagrees with me, so I had to luck out with this instead. I hit the boulder and finished the level. Now we have level 9 with since I don't want to get demonetized, I will unfortunately have to censor this, and you guys will just have to trust that I didn't directly kill any pigs. Level 10 is not too bad. I had a little bit of a close call with the first pig, but as you can see, the pig clearly gets crushed by the stone bars while all the birds are still flying way above it. We then simply crush the other one, which is to say, he got crushed by no one in particular. I thought that level 11 was going to be a bit more difficult than it actually was. Everything looked easy, besides this pig in the back, which didn't have anything above it that I could drop on its head, and he wasn't really high enough that a fall would be fatal. But then on my second attempt, I did this. Level 12 is rough. The whole level is made out of ice, and you're given blue birds who will absolutely obliterate this defense. There's just no way they wouldn't kill the pigs. They're very unpredictable with 3 of them, and if you don't activate their ability, they're essentially useless. My first attempt looked like this. Not great, right? Hold on, if we watch that again, you can see that the first out of the 3 birds is off to the side the whole time. The second one goes straight through the center, not hitting a single soul, and you can clearly see at the end that this piece of ice crushes him, not the slow rolling bird next to him. The final bird is extremely hard to see, and you can only get slight glimpses of him. He first appears right here, where he lands on the stone and wood slab and stays there before rolling to the side with no blood on his hands. Even though it looks crazy, this is completely legal. We're faced with another intriguing one as we tackle level 13. The intended solution has you jamming a bluebird through this tiny gap to kill this bird and then cleaning up the rest. I had some faith that I could drop something on his head with all the clutter above him, but it seemed really difficult as there were 2 pigs ready for the slaughter if you got anywhere near them. Despite my first thoughts, we are going to do exactly what's intended. If we look at this clip, you can see in this frame that the wooden bar is pushed and still unbroken as the pig dies. There was no contact between pig and bird, and clearly no murder. This completely collapsed the structure, causing the top pig to fall off and the other one to get crushed. Now this next level is an abomination to all mankind. I face these horrors and I still shriek every time I gaze upon this level. The funny thing is I almost avoided the night terrors I still have on my first attempt. The first try was beautiful. I first knocked 3 boulders off on the back, killing a couple of those pigs. At the same time I knocked this pillar off the front, which killed 2 more pigs. I then shot out the ice, causing this big boulder to fall and crush another pig. All I needed to do was hit this boulder, propelling it into the pigs and finishing the level, but I missed. I overshot and accidentally did it myself, so I had to reset. This time I aimed a little lower, hit the ice, but this didn't work. Red will always fall before the stone and hit the pigs before the stone does. This means that I have to trap red like I did the first time or reset. When I realized this, I tried aiming a little higher. I could knock a bunch of the little boulders off to kill the 4 little pigs in the back, and even if red fell, the pigs were already dead, so it didn't matter. But this doesn't really work. We still need to kill all the pigs in the front, and the only way to do that is to have a stone fall off the front of the platform. This is really hard to do as you're hitting the stones from the wrong way. The only way to do it is to hit the stone in such a way that the ball would fall in the crack between the big boulder and the column, and it would knock the column off, all without red falling off first and ruining the whole thing. Then, the column had to fall and hit the first 2 pigs, not just one, which it often did, or the whole plan wouldn't work. Then I needed to knock the big boulder off, and then with all the pressure building up, I need to hit the big boulder into the final pigs, which I have no practice at, and it's really easy to mess up. I tried for an hour. I wasn't able to get the boulder off correctly once. I got so fed up that I tried with the power that lets you see where you're shooting. After 5 minutes with this, I was finally able to get something. I shot the column off, killing both the pigs. I knocked the boulder down and then hit it 2 more times to kill all the remaining pigs. And look, I tried for 2 more hours to replicate this, but you literally just have to get lucky. I figured out how to complete this level and did it, which took a lot of time and effort, and since I don't really have 5 more hours to spend until I happen to get lucky enough to get this again, I'm just gonna count as legit and move on with my day. But to make it up to you guys, I won't use any more power-ups in this challenge. The next level isn't quite so bad, but it's still a little bit terrible. You can easily take out the outer 2 pigs by knocking over towers and crushing them, but the middle pig's a conundrum. There's quite a bit of stuff above him, but the problem is not killing him before he gets crushed. On this attempt, you can see that the bird flies in and does hit the pig, injuring him a little bit, but then you can see that the ice deals the final blow. And hey, if you run into a guy and knock him over, and then 5 minutes later he gets hit by a car and dies, you're not responsible. Maybe you paid the driver to hit him, but who's counting? The judge doesn't need to know that. Unfortunately, the reign of hard levels continues with level 16. This is the level you get introduced to Chuck, and Chuck is really good at breaking wood. So you're intending to send Chuck flying through this defense to absolutely abolish some pigs from existence. We can start out by sending a Chuck right here to knock the pig on top off the building and headbutt the lower one with a log. Then I tip the other one out of his home, and with the final bird, I did this. You can see that the log gets damaged, which means that it is the one that dealt the killing blow to the pig. Level 17 is a piece of cake and very refreshing after the onslaught of awfulness that just occurred. But then, there was level 18. In this level, you have 4 pigs burrowed under a bunch of logs. I tried to slowly remove the blocks to cause other logs to fall on the pigs, but I simply didn't have enough birds or precision. Chuck is so good at breaking wood that when he breaks it, he doesn't lose any speed and always kills the pig. With this seemingly impossible roadblock, there's only one thing I can do as a lawyer: review my legal options. In the first level, we see the pigs have stolen eggs, and as we all know, that means they stole the birds' babies. And with the pan right in front of them, we have enough evidence to assume they're going to cook and eat the eggs, killing the babies. You know what kind of murder is legal? Murder in self-defense, or in defense of people that the assailant is clearly trying to kill. Now you might be thinking, doesn't this make the whole challenge pointless? Just use this defense on every pig. But no. If someone steals your child and threatens to eat... Jeez, this game is dark. Well, if a couple of people do that, then you can't just go around and murder an entire city in revenge, and then say some people took your kid. No, no, no. You can kill the people who took your kid. And as you can see, the pigs in the cutscene are clearly hiding here with their two other partners in crime. So we have probable cause to assassinate them all and save some babies' lives. Level 19 just had me crush the pig to death, and level 20 looks easy, but actually took some time to figure out. It seems like you can drop the stone and kill the pigs easily. The problem is the second pig. He doesn't get hit by the stone, and oftentimes, when trying to get the stone down to the first pig, the second pig accidentally gets murdered. But eventually, I managed to lower the boulder onto the first pig, and then push the boulder into the second pig. You can see here in the frame-by-frame replay that Chuck is still way in the air when the boulder crushes the pig, so there's no way Chuck could have done it. And with all that said and done, we have one more level, and it's a doozy. The two guys on the outside are ridiculously easy to kill. Total pushovers. But this idiot in the middle is the bane of my existence. He has a hard hat on, which makes him almost invincible to stuff falling on his head. And look, when I tell you that I tried to kill him for over an hour and a half, I'm telling the truth. I tried everything I could think of, and the last thing on my agenda is to review my legal options, baby. In Columbus, it's actually illegal to wear hats in movie theaters, and last I saw, he was rolling up to the Barb movie fitted out. Now me and my birds are law-abiding citizens, as I have proven today, and we just have to keep law-breaking menaces like him off the streets at all costs. I had to kill him and spread the message that everyone needs to keep the law. And with all the loose ends tied up, the birds can live without fear of retribution from the law, and I can receive the Lawyer of the Year award and a full-ride scholarship to Harvard with my perfect defense. In all seriousness, if you enjoyed watching, then like, subscribe, and leave a comment on how you got away with murder. Just kidding. Please don't do that. That's an awful idea.